Welcome everyone. So I haven't done a stats video in a long time, so today I was going to do something a little bit different. I just want to preface this video by saying this is not financial advice. Nothing in this video is factual. It's not financial advice. Why I wanted to do this video is because I get a lot of questions almost daily about what I think the price is going to go to for what I think ADA is going to be worth at this point. What's a realistic price potential? What do I see it going there? I literally get so many questions about this. But let me let you know something. I'm just an average guy, and I'm just sitting right now in a chair, and I have no more insight than you. I have no more insight. There's nothing I can tell you that's factual. I know just as much as the other person. Am I bullish on cryptocurrency? Of course I am. Do I think that there's a lot of price appreciation potential for ADA and other cryptocurrencies? Of course I do. But doesn't mean I can give you a realistic price prediction. I'm not a time traveler. I don't know the future. Things can change at a drop of a hat. Cryptocurrency could disappear tomorrow. It could go to zero tomorrow. I don't think it will go to zero tomorrow. But I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not a price prediction person. If you want someone to tell the fortune, there are people that tell people's fortune. You can find them. They have those, what are they called? Those little cards. The readers. You can go check them out. I'm sure there's a reader in every major city in the US, in the world. So if you want a more accurate price prediction, maybe go to a reader. But me, no, I'm just another earthly human being that's just interested in cryptocurrency. So don't take any of this seriously. So the reason why I wanted to make this video, you see Facebook first Cardano, and I blurred something out because I want people to watch to the end of the video, is because, a lot of people draw comparisons between startups and cryptocurrency. So what is a startup? A startup is basically that new term. It's just like people use blockchain. The hot word, another buzzword, is startup. Basically, it means like a bootstrap company that's basically just clawing their way to the top. And, usually associate startups with Silicon Valley and a lot of the other tech-heavy cities where people are just creating ideas. Some of them are coming out of thin air. Some of them are a serve a purpose. Most of them don't amount to anything, but occasionally you have your Ubers, you have your Facebooks, you have your Lyfts, but a majority of them they don't go anywhere. Like for example, ride sharing. Uber is a ride sharing company, and there's probably like a million startups with different kind of ride sharing, whether it's scooters or airplanes or helicopters, everything. There's ride sharing for everything, but most of them do not take off. So given that, I analyzed exactly. I was looking at Cardano through the lens of a startup, and I was seeing what we need to do in order to. What if Cardano followed a similar pattern to Facebook? First of all, you can't really compare it because Facebook is a company and Cardano is a cryptocurrency. So in essence, theoretically, Cardano should have much greater price potential or market cap potential than Facebook, because Facebook is not a currency, it's a company. A currency has to be worth more than a company if it's successful. Is the US dollar, how can the market cap of the US dollar be less than the market cap of Apple? Don't you need dollars to buy merchandise and products and services? So in essence, the fiat currency or the cryptocurrency, if it's successful and if it's adopted, it has to be worth more than companies. But that being said, not saying that Cardano is going to be worth X amount of dollars or Y amount of dollars. It could go to zero. I highly doubt it'll go to zero. Like, even if it doesn't achieve what it's supposed to achieve, I'm sure there's going to be some person or some troll that will buy up all the circulating supply at 0.0000001 cents, or very, very fraction amount. And who knows, that might be you. That might be just someone on the internet. So whatever the case may be, we're going to continue. So early Facebook employees, I was doing a little bit of research. I'm going to link some documents below. But once again, this is speculative, so the links, it's not even factual, okay? So we'll take it with a grain of salt. I mean, the numbers are factual, but my comparisons are probably not factual. So the average Facebook employee, and I think it was like 2005, at its inception, the entry-level employee, meaning like someone that had maybe like an office job or someone that's entry-level at any company, they were given around 1,000 shares. And this was back in 2005. And Facebook wasn't what it was today. But the reason why I have this 1,000 shares in cell B4 is because that's the information that was provided. But the next cell B5, you see 80,000. So the average person, so let's say like maybe a receptionist or maybe someone that's just doing just basic data entry, just any random person that got a job at Facebook got 1,000 shares. And there were a lot of investors for Facebook over the years. And what happens is they have stock splits and stock dilution. Just a lot of complicated things happen. But the number of shares when it became public, when it went public, that 1,000 shares, it multiplied to 80,000 because, people are putting equity, new parties are putting equity. So that average employee who may have been just behind the desk at Facebook back at its inception, all of a sudden had 80,000 shares. That 1,000 shares was 80,000 shares by the time it IPO'd. And it IPO'd at $38 a share. And this was May 18th, 2012. So the given value of that average entry-level employee at Facebook in 2012, so this was like 7 years later, was $3,040,000, which is incredible because I'm pretty sure the average employee at Facebook was making nowhere near that. If we're given a tech-friendly environment, maybe and the cost of living is very high, who knows what the cost of an entry-level person at any company is, but it's probably higher in San Francisco or wherever they were headquartered back then. But I doubt, $3,040,000, the average person does not earn that in their career, let alone, having an entry-level job and all of a sudden 7 years later, if you kept your shares or you were still working at Facebook, you have $3,040,000, which is something great about cryptocurrency because, I'm sure employees got fired and you had to stay with the company for a long time. But with cryptocurrency, no one can fire you. The only way you can fire if you get fired is you have to fire yourself. You've got to go to the exchange and you've got to sell your crypto. You fired yourself. So you've got to fire yourself, but that's your choice. But at the same time, this is not financial advice. Maybe firing yourself works better because, I probably should have fired myself at the height of the bull market because otherwise I wouldn't have ridden the train all the way down. But, maybe someone needs to consult me in better practices in the future. But I'm excited nonetheless. I don't regret a thing. But the price of Facebook today, it's not $38 a share. It's $164.46. Actually, the high for the year was around $217. This was back in the summer. So they've had a couple of drops because of missed earnings last quarter and whatever. This is not the point of the video. The point of the video is saying that the IPO share, it debuted at $38. It went down a little bit, but it climbed all the way to $164.46. So that's today. So that's a 4.2327 multiplier, market cap multiplier, 6+ years. So given that information, the individual share worth of a person who has been holding for well over a decade and was entry level, and I'm sure there's not many of them. There's probably a handful. Maybe there might be dozens, maybe hundreds, and but I would say no more than 1,000 of these people. Their individual share worth now is $13,156,800. And the number of shares in Facebook is 2.818 billion shares. So given that dilution factor, I divided the number of shares, 80,000, divided by the total number of shares, and you get a percentage owned of the company. So that the average employee who started entry level owned 0.00028378917%, which makes sense. You know, they don't even own a tenth of a percent. They don't even own 100th of a percent. 1,000, 10,000, they own 200,000th of a percent. So that makes sense. I mean, if you really think about it from a percentage wise. So we are going to apply that same logic to Cardano. So we're going to apply it to ADA. So given the information, I said that what if you owned 0.0000283789117% of ADA, and they have the circulating supply of 31,112,483,745. So given that information, how many shares or how many tokens would you need to hold at the beginning in order to have that portfolio match the one of Facebook? So I have that portfolio equal that 13,156,800. This is assuming that the market cap would be the exact same market cap that it is today. And the market cap of Facebook, I think it's between 400 and 500 billion. So if Cardano accomplishes what they're supposed to accomplish, the market cap, it could exceed that. It could be much lower than that, but it could exceed that. Charles Hoskinson said himself he's aiming to become $1 trillion cryptocurrency. So we have to take that with a grain of salt. It may or may not happen. Right now we're at, a couple billion. At the height of the bull market, what were we at, $20, $30 billion? So there wasn't that much more to go before you are looking, you get to 100 billion, and then the next spot is 200, then 300, 400 billion. So, maybe in 10 years, it might be worth 400 billion, the market cap. You never know. But it could be worth, 2 billion in 10 years, or it could be worth 200,000 in 10 years. But we're going to take it one step at a time. So given that, I multiplied the number of shares or number of tokens times the percentage of the company, and you're left with 882,938.615 ADA. So that would, if the market cap were identical to what it is today, your share worth would probably be around 13 million. But 13 million is a gargantuan amount of money. So I did a different category, and I said the $1 million status. So how many shares would a Facebook employee, the average entry-level Facebook employee that waited for a decade, it could have been a receptionist who had 1,000 shares. How many shares would he or she have to have in order to reach $1 million status, not a $13 million status? How many shares would they have given in the beginning? And that is 76 shares. 76 shares of Facebook at the beginning, because with that stock dilution, because there was an 80x multiplier. So if we do this equals 76 times 80, okay, we're left at 6,080. So that's the number of shares that they would have today. And then you can do the calculations. So that would be roughly $1 million. And on the opposite side, we have ADA. So that $1 million status, not that $13 million status, that $1 million status, we would just have to basically divide this by 13.156, and we would get this amount of ADA, 67,112, if the market cap was identical to Facebook today. And once again, it could far exceed the market cap of Facebook today, or it could be far below the market cap of Facebook today. So this number is not even true, because if it goes far above, this number keeps on going down. If it becomes $1 trillion company, this gets cut by like 60%. So then you're looking at like 20, 30,000. If it's a multi-trillion dollar company, then you're looking at even less. It can go down and down and down. If we're looking at multi trillions, you never know what your worth will be back then. But you need to find that solution out for yourself. This is not financial advice, but whenever someone asks me this question, I'm just going to point them to this video. Let me know if you like this video. Let me know if I ramble too much, and let me know if this helps. But if we're comparing Cardano to a startup like Facebook, and I feel like they have the potential to exceed that capability, we're looking at some interesting times ahead. But then again, this is not financial advice, and it's a long-term hodl. And if you're not ready for it, or you don't believe it, or don't listen to me. This is just statistics. These are just statistics. That's it. So once again, you can fire yourself, and maybe you'll be better off than someone that invests money in ADA, like any other cryptocurrency, because people that didn't invest in cryptocurrency at the top of the bubble, they're better off than people that did. So keep that in mind. And I hope this video helps you. Maybe it's an inspirational video, but whatever the case may be, thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Let me know if you'd like some future videos like this. And, there's no correlation between Facebook and Cardano. And this is not financial advice. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And talk to you again soon.